Hey people, welcome to Gather Now Network. COVID abatulaba mwenna twebaza nnyo kubanga mutuyinzeko leero. My name is Amon Mukisa and please follow me on Instagram and as at Amon Mukisa. So today we're back with another episode. Episode ya leero twagala tuyige. We know we've been in this whole lockdown as it is easing mpola mpola. Mikwano gyaffe abasinga abafiiriddwa mikwano gyabwe. They have lost relatives, they have lost friends, they have lost parents, but we're asking ourselves, how are they handled? So today we bring you a mental health expert to expound more on these issues, how they should be helped and how they should handle these things. Maria, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you, Aman?
I'm all right. It's been a minute.
I know. COVID happened.
How have you been handling it?
Not so great at the start, but now I should say I'm in the airplane mode.
You're in airplane mode.
I'm getting
That's
there.
a nice one, by the way.
Yeah.
So, tell me, COVID has been here, and
Yeah.
we've had people complain a lot. People have gone through a lot of trauma, a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
How have you helped them as mental health focused Uganda?
I think me personally, I've been open to anyone who sends me a text message, or because usually when you're with mental health focus Uganda, most people know you. So people know your username on Facebook, they know your username on Instagram. So people that have been texting me, I've been able to support them. And basically, I think we as an organization, we have tried to do some partnerships. We have been doing online videos to see that we are able to support people, and also to make them aware that the situation, it has come, we need to accept it and then move on to the next big thing.
You as a person, as Maria,
Yes.
how have you handled this COVID situation? Like generally, because I imagine as a person who's so enthusiastic about mental health, when such situations come, you tend to care a lot. So how have you handled that? Personal.
I think from a personal level, I had 3 steps. Like I tell people, I started with a feeling of denial. No.
That was like the first.
Yeah, that was the first step. Those first 2 weeks of the lockdown, and I'm like, wow, Uganda, we can survive without the lockdown. And then I realized the lockdown kept on, going on and going on. And then I reached my second stage of saying, okay, now I'm in the lockdown. What am I supposed to do to see that, I move past the anxiety and the stress that I feel? I went to the level of acceptance, and I had to work my way out by being creative, trying new things, talking to different people, reaching out to some friends. Yeah, and I think it helped me a lot because at the beginning, trust me, I couldn't sleep. I think I basically watched TV. I remember I even made my own video telling people the only thing I'm doing is eating, sleeping, TV. And then I resorted to TV, eating, sleeping.
Tell me something.
Yeah.
You've been used to maybe waking up early in the morning, prepare for work, or take children at school, whatever you do, like your normal routine without COVID. Then COVID has come, and now you are eating, sleeping, eating, sleeping. Tell me, how does that affect your mind?
From my own personal point of view, I usually felt more exhausted than I should have been.
Yeah.
Because I was not doing anything, but I was just there in one place for so long that I got tired of almost everything. So it is so exhausting to not be seeing anything other than yourself and the people around you. You get so tired. It's so exhausting to not be able to move, let me say, to a different, environment, to have a breather. Some of us, let me give an example. Some of us will maybe stay around a place where there is no plantation, fresh air. Yeah, but then I think eventually I moved past that and started to utilize the space I had.
How?
How? I'm a very creative person. I like art. I like hair. So I ended up going to YouTube, learning new hairstyles. How can I improve on my hair? And I also learned that I need to create a list for myself. Trust me, don't even ask me if I did anything on that list. Nothing was done.
Nothing is done on the list you created.
Trust me, I had a plan for exercise. That's what I'm going to drain.
You wanted to come back in shape, like people who saw you before COVID or lockdown. When they met you,
I exercised for 2 weeks.
You're like,
and after they told me the lockdown is still going on, I said, then what's the point?
Actually, remember that whole situation where people had started golfing on roads, and then the president of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, came out and like exercise from your house. People had started flocking the streets. So were you among those people?
No.
You were home?
I suck at exercises, so I do not want to be among people. And I'm the last person behind the line, and everyone's like, what did she come to do? So no, I was not among those people.
Okay, Maria, we have had people lose jobs because of this whole situation, COVID. Businesses are not able to pay all the employees that they have been having these jobs. So to these people who have lost jobs, I can imagine the situation they are going through, because now it's over like 4 to 5 months without working. You've lost a job. For example, you've been a backbone of your family, or you have children. Man, it's a horrible situation. How do you advise them to like handle or pick themselves up and come back big and strong?
And that's a very good thing. Actually, we call it life change related issues, and I went through that. Though mine was a bit short, but I did go through that. I think the thing is, what I usually tell people is, imagine a glass that falls down and it shatters. It breaks. Every piece goes in its whole different direction. But if an artist came up and started picking those pieces and put them back together, a glass that was worth 25,000, someone that loves art will buy it at 50,000. It's what we call picking up the broken pieces of yourself. Okay, so yes, there is life change of losing jobs, but then what next? Everyone has a plan B. If you're out there and you lost a job and you didn't have a plan B, I'm honestly sorry, because I don't think there is any human.
But Maria, look, there's a situation where, we Uganda and Zambia, a situation or a place whereby we need jobs like so bad. So when a friend comes out and is like, okay, Amon, look, I have a friend of mine. He has a hotel or he has a restaurant, and they're looking for a waiter or a chef or a barista. And could you do this? Since you need the job badly, you go in. You understand? Without like saying a contract or anything, or even if the contract is there, you just sign. You don't know whether the contract is you don't read. You don't know whether it will says your contract can be terminated at any time, or when your contract is terminated, you'll be paid. So I think Ugandans will fallen victims of this, and that's why many Ugandans are suffering, right?
Yes.
So the thing is, how should they pick up those broken glasses? Should they like start up their own jobs? Should they do what?
No, yes, if you're creative enough, and some people have so many beautiful ideas personally that have been sitting. You've always had an idea. Like I said, not everyone has been negatively affected by the pandemic. Yes, it has affected everyone. The creative people moved past losing their jobs to the next step. I watched on TV a woman who has a degree and a master's in so many things. And when lockdown came and she lost her job, she started selling tomatoes and onions. So at the end of the day, I think the only way someone can pick up their pieces is if they accept that there is a change that has come, and then they move forward. They focus on the bigger, greater things. Because there is the children looking at you. There is a wife. Meanwhile, she might actually even be pregnant on top of that. So are you just going to sit back and be like, government, where are you? No, but you need to wake up and realize what am I good at? What is my talent? Because there are people out there that still had their jobs. So if you're good at something, you can ask around your neighbors. I remember where we stayed, there is a woman that told us, you know what, I can start washing for you clothes. And for us, we were slaying, thinking we still have our jobs. When the contract said otherwise, I started washing my own clothes. So, what I'm just simply saying, it is not the end of the day. It's not the end of, the journey. The journey is still going. It's still continuing. But picking up the pieces needs creativity. It needs hard work. It needs sacrifice. There is picking up the pieces and the glass shatters again. You pick them up again.
Tell me, as a mental health expert, I'm sure you've been receiving a lot of complaints, a lot of questions, how different people can come out and be helped or like seeking advice.
Yes.
Have you had like that one situation or that one complaint or question that has given you hard time to help?
So those are the cases that I usually don't work with. And honestly, people should know there are so many services out there. There is, you can dial *252 and receive free counseling. Yeah, you receive free counseling as long as you subscribe and you're going through something. Just dial it, follow the prompts, and get a counselor. Yeah. So I think to me that was one of the hardest cases. But I realized so many teenagers were going through so many challenges that I thought in my head, wow, okay, I did not really imagine the lockdown would have all these things come up. But GBV, it has been my hardest case.
Have you had anyone fall victim of COVID-19?
I did have family members, but they are better, but they are not in Uganda. So in Uganda, no.
How did they go through that whole situation? Because that's what we're interested. Because I know people have suffered a lot.
Yes.
Like you have a friend maybe has died because of COVID-19, or has suffered COVID-19, and you've spent a lot of money, But how did you go through that situation? Like you have friends and they've suffered COVID-19. How?
Now let me actually use a scenario of a person that thought had COVID-19, but they didn't
just
have.
Thought.
Yes, a friend of mine got cough and flu. And she was so down, and she said, "Oh, me, I'm going to die." She started telling us her secrets, and then at the end of the day, I told her, "But did you even read, like, what they described COVID to be? Because they said it's not like real cough, and it's not like running flu, So you do not have that. But because we were in COVID, and the situation was hard, she couldn't believe. She said, "Me, I'm going to die. Let me, So there is a lot of anxiety running in people's heads. There is a lot of things. I'm sure some people have actually, had to restrain themselves from their family members, to isolate themselves to see if they're fine, which is a good thing, because it gives you the perspective of knowing that you're actually not sick. Yeah, and I think some people actually panicked and they would be like, Maria, don't give us your psychology at this time. We don't want to know your psychology part. We need doctors now. But at the end of the day, they got better. They were not sick. So me personally, in Uganda, I do not have anyone close to me that is sick. But I do trust the news that is out there, that it is real. Because even me myself, I wear the mask. If I'm not wearing it for myself, I'm wearing it for someone else.
But for that reason, guys, put on a mask wherever you're going, sanitize, wash your hands. COVID is real. That's why we are talking about this whole thing. You need to know that it's real. If it has affected you, or it has affected your friend, or it has affected your relative, just look out for help. There is Maria here. She can be of help.
I know.
She can counsel you. She's a mental health expert. So, Maria, as we are winding up, tell me, are Ugandans having a proper transition from this pandemic?
No.
How should we do that?
I think I don't know. I think Uganda has not really received so many different waves. Like, let me say, like, not of COVID, but of of different hazards or thoughts, let me say, for example, there are countries that have maybe gone through hurricane, they've had earthquakes, they've had so many issues coming towards them. But with Uganda, we have not really had such a pandemic or such an issue, because when an earthquake passes, it can go somewhere, and then but this is countrywide. So I think the transitioning has been hard, but I'm really grateful Ugandans have pulled out strong. Some others have been really, really affected badly. Yeah, but then at the end of the day, the transition comes from listening to the right resource, listen to the right news, and then follow the guidelines. And at the end of the day, realize where next you want to be. Are you going to lock yourself in the house the whole entire time? What if COVID takes us till next year?
Okay. If you were to give advice to people like who have lost, besides not COVID, but who have lost their people within this whole situation of COVID-19. For example, the whole world is mourning the death of Black Panther hero. That's Chadwick Postman. He died recently due to colon cancer, and different people around the globe are coming out to say whatever they want. Others are seeking to know, why did he hide colon cancer for the 4 years? Why? How did he do it? But like, if you to give a message to the people around who are doing all this, who are giving out tributes to the family and friends of the late Chadwick Boseman, what message would that be?
I think my message is simple. How did he do it? It's very simple. There is something called privacy. Celebrities need privacy. So he chose a path of privacy. His family knew, the loved ones knew, the most important people in his life knew. The rest of us, the fans, honestly, we didn't deserve.
It's not our business.
It's none of our business, because he did his job, and his job was never to tell us his entire secret. His job was act those good movies, let's have the fun and enjoy. But we were never meant to be all over his business. So, but then at the end of the day, I hear the fans. Me personally, I was hurt. I didn't expect that. And actually, when someone dies, mostly a celebrity, I never dig into what happened, how did it happen, but I really focus on the family. What is the family going through right now? So yes, even now in this pandemic, people have lost loved ones that have not actually been able to bury. So there is a lot of grief going on, but I'll still advise people, if you're grieving, please dial that number, *252, and follow the prompts.
Otherwise, Maria, it's always an honor to have you on the channel to expound more about mental health issues. So if you have any mental health issue, or I'm still being confused about mental health and mental illness, perhaps that's the topic for another day, and Maria will be here to expound more. But if you have such issues and you're like having had time to drift through this world, please dial *252. If you cannot get help from that option or from that dialing that number, please contact Maria. Follow her up on Instagram as
Marie Queen B.
Marie Queen
But the
B.
Queen is with a W.
Or just check out for their mental health Focus Uganda on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. You'll get the help you need. Otherwise, it's been Amon here on Gather Now Network. Please keep subscribing, keep giving us those views, and keep tuned on Gather Now Network. But for now, I'm out.